into the statistics subject, into that subjects, I will give some introduction to the what you call from where it is starting, how it is, and why we need it. Something in that direction. So actually, one more book I will share it in the group. That book will have the information about the very little information about the statistics. So we need not become master in this subject. Of course, if somebody is interested, they can go to that what you call, can become the they can take it forward, because this is where we can build our own life. Actually, whatever in personal life also, we can take a good number of decisions and all. Okay, so actually, obviously, over the time, you will also understand. Actually, if you have to solve some of the problems personally, also you can use this subject. But without knowing itself, also we are doing certain as part of the activity, right? As part of over the time we are doing without knowing certain things. Also, we are applying the statistics in our daily life. Okay. So before going to anywhere, I will tell about little bit about the book. Okay. So let me share my screen now. So feel free to discuss anything today and tomorrow, and mostly this statistics subject is theoretical subjects only. So you should understand the concepts and then apply it accordingly wherever you are facing the data or what it is and all like. Okay. I won't take much time in finishing the subject also, but I pulled whatever the required pages into the some slides. Okay. Mostly we will finish it in the hardly 16 slides are there. We can finish this in the one day also, but I will take a couple of days in understanding this part. Okay. So we are going to recommend a book. This book is called Basics of Statistics. Okay. This I will share through that thing. So the number of pages, you can see this 83 pages are there. I will tell that we don't need to go through every bit of it also, but this is a condensed notes. Okay. I recommend you to people read this book from starting to end. In between, if you are feeling something very tough and all, you can leave it. But must and should, 83 pages means generally daily 3-4. Already I'm giving some introduction in the outside and all. So it won't take much time. And if you this are already condensed notes, you can pick these things and you can just read it as a novel you are reading, right? Like that you read. Okay. So this book contains how we are using, what is the population, what is sample, what is small things. Maybe sometimes the terminology and all may be little hard and all, but this is very good book to read. I personally suggest this book because I've been various books. I will give some more toughness of this subject actually. I just, for your understanding purpose, I am showing some of the famous books in the statistics. See, this contains some 448 pages. Art of Statistics. These are all famous books only. The Introduction to Statistical Learning, 622 pages. Something like, I think this number of pages not mentioned, but all of the books are having the good number of pages, like 512 pages, 600 pages, 700 pages, and it contains again, if you are using the Python for data science or like whatever the statistics, introduction to statistics or wherever it is, right? Everything is having good number of pages. You can pick any of these books also, but I recommend myself, like I also read that instead of going to everything, this 83 pages book, in that also first page, last page, in between some example, if you are leaving it out, hardly 50 pages, it is a condensed note. Okay, so this one I recommend you, all of you, to read this. Okay, the same thing, or sometimes I will go little overboard or some underboard or something. I put it everything in the whatever the what you call I am trying to showcase in the slides. So this subject was taught to various other people also in the similar fashion. Same thing is being explained here. So so you understood the complexity of, right? I don't want you to spend more time and get the concepts fully and all. That much is not required, but whatever is required is that we can take the subject, whatever required, which we can use it for the data analyst or data scientist or data engineer, like wherever we are playing with the data. Okay. Okay, now we'll get into the basics of statistics. So let me make it slideshow. Any doubt so far?
No.
Okay. 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 Anybody? What you are seeing left side and what you are seeing right side? Shall I pick the names or you will tell?
Left side is database, right side is statistics.
Okay. Yeah, very good. So there is information. Okay. So whenever we have, so far we learned pandas, so far we learned SQL, so far we learned some of the things and all. So we are managing the data and we are keeping things. But this right side is the thing. This is how it will turn out whenever you are doing. Like it will give the some more information which we can use in our real life. Okay. So this is the subject. It will use the data completely without any like mincing words. If there is no data, there is no statistics subject itself. Okay. Whenever you have some data, like so far what you learned, like you took some CSV file or Excel file, or you converted some DB files or into SQL database. There also you arranged in tables and everything, right? So this one will be coming onto some dashboard or some whatever you are seeing, right? Even we are seeing something like whatever your mobile, right? In the mobile, you are seeing the what is the battery percentage. The battery percentage also kind of it is indicating how much it is charged and how much not, right? Or if you are seeing something, what is your salary? Okay, this much it is this year it is what is called some 10% increment or 20% increments or 1% increment. So everything is number and data or something, and based on that you are doing. So what is the expenses of month, like how much it is charging from here to there, like when you are traveling through Ola cab or other cab. So what is the difference? See, these are all things. Even whatever you are thinking that you are wearing shirt sizes or whatever the jacket sizes or you whatever the drugs or drugs in sense medicines you consume for well-being, right? For generally health purpose, and also 5 ml, 10 ml, like how many tablets you are consuming. See, everything, if you think, right, the world is surrounded by the data, and the perfect statistics actually will give the better decision or better life leading. Okay. So sometimes we don't know, without knowing itself, we will understand, okay, this is how we need to, well, like when we are going to some market or something, right? How much you are going to spend. Generally, you will allocate some budget to some 1,000 rupees, 2,000 rupees, or 10,000 rupees, or 1 lakh or something, right? So even that also you are understanding, you are visualizing or you are estimating something. Okay, this much is possible for the day, like whatever your affordability and all, right? You will internally will calculate. So when you have such mind or such intention, such thought process which is running in your mind, right? That is nothing but statistics. Okay, that is what that internally you are applying some logic there. Okay, it need not be straightforward, some mean median mode or some other logic and all, but yeah, you are doing that. Okay, so but when you are formulating through the proper mathematics proper formula, that is its statistics. But without having any proper formula also, we are doing it. Okay. So again, generally, when you start thinking this onwards, now onwards, like whenever you are feeling this, okay, where are you are applying this statistics side, like everything, right? When you are either you will take number or size or something, right? Everything is a whatever you like. Now you are attending call from 8:30 to 9:30, 9 to 10. Are you spending some time on this number of hours, number of minutes? So that also can fall under the statistics subject. Okay, this is the basics. Basic. And in this subject we are teaching only basics, and depth you can go to the other subjects, other books and all. But for the data analyst course or data, whichever who are playing accounting or this data analyst, data engineer, data science and all, so this much is sufficient. This is as per my experience. And there are certain projects which may go in details, like once you start using these tools, right, related to these tools, we may go in depth and all, but that again depends. Okay, so we'll go to the next step in the statistics. Okay, so what is this? What is the definition of statistics? It is a field of mathematical sciences. Pakka, definitely there is a maths. Without maths we can do. Okay, which interprets data and it draws insights or results. Okay, from the data, like what is the example? We can take some example like what you call your body temperature. What is the normal body temperature? In Fahrenheit, if you take 98.4, right? If you take in centigrade, 37 degrees centigrade. If it is higher than that, what you will think? High fever. If it is lower than that, something else. Maybe low. I don't know whether it is called low fever or something, but fever. But it is not something, not well-being of the things. So that is what based on the data you are saying. Like that, if you are taking group of people or more number of entries, like in the same day, that generally if you are admitted to, if anybody is admitted to hospital, they will take morning, afternoon, evening. So they will calculate or something. Okay, it is reducing or it is increasing. Okay, morning it was 98.4, afternoon it is 99, or by evening it became 100. So what is the symptom of that one? It is increasing order. So it is increasing, but increasing side, right? That whatever the value it is saying. So like that, everything, like salary, some 10 years back my salary was 100 rupees and today 200 rupees, tomorrow 300 rupees. So that there is some increasing factor. Or some people will be earning this much, and some people will be doing so many business, and if you take expenses, some year 10 years back I used to spend 100 rupees, now I am spending 200 rupees. So like that, there are many thought process will come. No, so this all fall under the statistics. Okay, so one thing is that the population and sample is the two keywords in the statistics. Okay, so what is population? Population is the whole set of the data. Like whenever you are taking the CSV file or any of the file, right? So now you are taking your blood sample, right? Blood sample. When we take any emergency or any what you call not health is not good, what we take some blood sample of something little bit, right? We don't take complete blood and measure it. We will take that. So the sample is, you just imagine that you can relate with the sample is a blood sample and the whole blood is a sample population. So why we take this? Because whenever we are measuring of any of the data or any of the insights or anything, we need not take complete sample, like complete population. We will take some set of sample and we'll understand. Even somebody is good at cooking or not good at cooking also, they will understand that by picking the rice grain, they will understand that whole whatever the rice is cooked or not, right? So like that, we can take the population is a whole set of the data. But in case of data analyst or data scientist or data engineer, whenever we are doing any analysis of the data, sometimes we take sample, sometimes we will take most of the data. But general statistics the subject when it started, there was a lot of data was there. Even if you are taking some government is deciding to introduce some scheme, but they will take some population of some data. Okay, how much it will be really beneficial? Like they may do some research or a survey and all those things based on the complete population data will there, and they will try to execute their models on the sample data. So earlier days when computing power was low, the sample data was considered as a best thing to do because they need not. But sometimes it is customary to take only sample data, like whatever we discussed is to know blood group or some any fever or any other things, right? To know that we need to take only little bit of the blood on it. Completely is not required. Okay, so like this, the population sample is the two keywords you must understand from the statistics. Okay, and we'll go to the next one. So types of data is there. What is types of data? Like when we are learning the Python, with data types was there. Data types was whether it is a integer, whether it is a float, or what you call some string or something, right? Something, right? So here grossly, like when we are considering the data into grossly, I will ask some questions here. How many marks you got? That is a number, right? What is your shirt size or pant size or some ready-made dress size or month? What you call week, year. Or year is generally call it as a number, but actually it is representing some set of things, so that is generally fall under the categorical. Okay, so now if you take whatever you tested recently in SQL data, what is the database? What was the database there? Employee database, right? So in employee database, if you take each column, fall under either categorical or numerical. Okay. If any data not falling under this category, can you tell any data either not falling under this categories or this division? Anybody can think of any data can go beyond this? Okay. So did you understand what is quantitative, what is qualitative here? Yes. Yeah. Yes. Person height also number actually, but person names, colors, some characteristics. Okay. All those things fall under the quality. Generally, you are telling about quality of that, like oranges, this sizes mainly. Those things are, of course, height also. Sometimes if you are categorizing them like say 0 to 5, 0 to 2 feet one category, 2 to 5 another category, 5 to 6 another category, 6 to 8 another, like that again we can divide. Okay. Yeah, so like this we will have the different categorical data. Sometimes, okay, further we'll go. So when we are taking the categorical or qualitative data, further it can divide into nominal or ordinal. So nominal says that it is simply name. Okay, what is the name? Like nomine, right? It's the Latin, that whatever the word, right? So the nominal nom, generally whatever your nom, Hindi also nom, it will be there, right? So nominal is you can take the names of country names, like when you are taking a, like when COVID happened, right? So which area, having more number of cases, like as a which country wise, state wise, district wise, all these things is nominal data actually, that whatever the names of that one, right? So that, but we need to map that to something else, right? So that is a nominal generally. So it doesn't have any what you call just a name, like apple is there, orange is there, so mango is there, vegetables are there. See, these are all these whenever you are making a billing of, like if you are taking any supermarket data and all, right? So all these things, the product items, product names. So without keeping the nominal, like we cannot ignore any one of this section. Every section is important only. Like, okay, nominal also important. And when it comes to the ordinal, ordinal means it will have some order. Okay. So like if, what you call Monday to Friday, or Sunday to Monday, or Monday to Sunday, whichever you take, it will have some order. So you cannot take whichever the things whichever coming across, you cannot take. You will have some starting point and ending point. Like again, we go back to the shirt sizes, some short, medium, large, what you call further, right? XL, double XL, that is the shirt sizes. And what you call some grades, whether you pass it in distinction, first class, second class, third class, that is a grade. But internally that will have some marks, number of marks, and all, that is a separate case. But this is ordinal. Even our what you call generally jobs category also, like somebody like will have some president or vice president and director and senior manager, some developer, tester. See, these are all like there are some order, or that can be again based on the hierarchy and all, that will have some order. Particularly employee, what we call grades, right? Employee grades and all will have some order. So you should understand what is the data surrounded by you. Maybe you are whatever you are doing, whatever you are, maybe you are cooking today, which kind of vessel you are cooking, some smaller, bigger, or medium one, like how many people, like that you have some category of the data, right? So based on that, again you map something else. Okay, now we'll come to the right side. Right side is a quantitative. So quantitative is like we told that number, simple number, right? Any number, it could be 0 to anything. So when you are asking something like what is your height, okay, if you are telling in centimeters, strictly centimeters, some 160 centimeter or 180 centimeters, 183 centimeters, 190, 200 centimeters, some number we are telling. When you are, but somebody would say 180.2 centimeters, like 180 means 180 centimeters and 2 millimeter, right? Like that. If you are speaking in feet calculation, 5.6, 6.0, even if somebody says 6.0, they will say, or 5.11 or something. Again, temperature. Today, what is the temperature? Some 36. What is in Hyderabad temperature? Some 37.4 or something is there. Body temperature 37.4, and Fahrenheit is 98.4 degree Fahrenheit. 4.4. So this, whenever you are having that kind of indication, that is called continuous. Okay, it is not ending there. Like it is having some continuity to that number. Okay, it's a float value. Generally, if you take programming concepts, if you interpret, that is a float value. When it comes to the discrete, this is the value from here to here. That's it. Like if you are asking what is the score of what do you call today, some IPL match running, right? I don't know who is playing, but yeah, somebody scored some 60 runs. But they can't score 60.5 runs or 60.34 runs, like that, right? So it is a discrete. It will have fixed number, like we can call it like integer, like, but that is called a discrete. Again, here further some discrete, random, discrete, like there are further categories are there. Again, whoever doing lot of math and all, they will define where exactly it has to fall and all. But all data is when the programming concept was not really used extensively also. That time when data types and everything was not there, the statistics subject was in place. That time they divided the whole data into these categories. So whatever the programming concepts later point of time also took the leaf out of this concepts only to make it a more meaningful data types are derived in the programming languages and all. So of course the parallel subject is a mathematics is running for a long time. So which kind of data and where we are processing, how we are processing. So these are types of data. Okay. Now we'll go to the next level. What I told in the first slide, this is a population versus sample. Like in the whole subject actually deals with the population versus sometimes we take whole population, sometimes we need to take only sample based on the computing power or other constraints and all I told. No, but what is the sample? How you will take? You will take whichever coming across. Like if you want to measure a like whatever we discussed one example, whoever cooking rice, they can pick one grain of the rice and they can check whether it is cooked or not, right? Is that same thing is applicable, that formula is applicable for all situations? No, right?
No.
When you are taking any of the classroom, if you want to measure the brightness or excellency of that classroom, if you ask somebody suddenly, he may not give all the answers or he may not give single answer also, but you cannot measure that particular that whole class excellency or whatever they're doing, how much they're performing in their subject and all. We cannot measure that way, right? So we definitely need to use the different methods for the sample. So why I'm saying this example, this comparison, because we always need the depending upon the data, whatever the data we have, right? Based on that only we need to understand which one actually will work for us, particular thing, right? So, simple random sample is that what it says. You can pick anything, just like here and there, but it should have some that sample data, like whatever the points you are picking, right? That points should give. This random sample also works. I am not saying that it doesn't work, but sometimes if it doesn't work, we need to look for the other alternatives. So this is mostly used in the data analyst level and all. Once you take the data and you are trying to put into some what you call charts or graphs and all, right? Sometimes it is required. Sometimes you don't even do the sampling. Again, we will take complete data. Okay. Don't take this as a granted. The sampling we don't do always, but as part of this course subject and data analyst requirements only we are telling. So we are not going too much details. Okay. So in a systematic sample, like today, whatever I will do, consecutively, like after, like this example shows, every 2 persons in between it is leaving out 2 people, and then third person is picking, again leaving out 2 people, third person is picking, and then leaving the 2 people and third person. So this is one systematic. Sometimes we can similar way we can do 10th, every 10th person I need to know, every second person I need to distribute or something, whatever, right? So that way we can pick the sample and get that corresponding data points and then do the further processing. So that is systematic sample. So whenever this stratified is actually it's called stratum. Actually, original word is a stratum. Stratum is actually it is a group. Okay, so why this is important? Stratified sample actually mostly one of the most revered. Actually, many people fall for it. Actually, this one, okay, they want to use stratified sample only because they recommend to use this one, because assume case, this above case is there. There are two kind of, one is a blue and then some green kind of, two kind of people are there, right? So what happened here in the random sample? Blue guy, 1, 2, 3, 4 blues came and one green came, no? Right? And actually this population contains like male and female, assume case. Okay, the male and female are taken, and you are not taking the equal number of things from the both categories. Okay, and how much they are representing. Sometimes randomly it may pick different people and different stumps. Sometimes it may all males may come, all female may come, right? And whatever the policy or whatever the study we are going to do on the statistics, like whatever the further methods we are going to apply, it may not be applicable. Like if you pick the sample with related to males, and whatever we are going to apply it to the female, it may not work, right? A similar way, vice versa. So this will not work in such cases, but that will work in the stratified sample. You take, okay, males and females are there. In that you took whatever the number of person here 2 and here 3, based on the however the representation. Again, stratified sample also says if group represents more, the more number of picks should be happening from that. Okay, like if like 90% people are male and 10% female are there, but obviously if you randomly pick most of the 90% male only, it will go, but their representation will go wrong. So if you are taking a 2 people, like 10% of the people in the both sides, when 190 are there, you take the 10 into the case, and then the 9 out of 90, what is happening out of the 90, you are like your 10% is taking from each. So 9 people from the male group you will take, so 1 person from the female definitely you will take. So it is a representation of the whole set, right? You understood the example, right? Male and female. When there are 100 people are there, 90 are male and 10 are female. Then if you randomly pick that, even systematic sample also will go wrong, because that doesn't represent the actual total population. So we need to represent that. So that is the stratified sample. Okay, again this cluster sample also little bit closer to the stratified sample, but here we will make the clusters. In that some cluster will pick. Okay, these clusters are formed based on the some category, and in that some of the cluster, like this cluster should represent the similar characteristics between, see, there are three are there, no, like that something will be randomly they put, and in that it will pick this certain what I call the clusters. So cluster. So I am telling only 4 samples here, but there are some 100 different sampling methods are. Only this is the subject one can do research and then die here itself. Okay, that much lengthier subject, this only sampling method, because why the sampling should represent the correct data of the whole population. So that is where a lot of research is there. So and 100 different sampling methods. There is no end to this. Like if this is satisfying one kind of condition, this may fail. This may fail in other situation, or this is satisfying one condition, other. So sometimes they want to make some hybrid, systematic plus stratified. Sometimes stratified plus cluster. See, like that permutations, combinations of lot of sampling methods would come. Okay. So yeah, so what is the advantage and disadvantage is that when we are making the sampling, well, okay, now you understood what is the sampling and all, right? So can anybody tell that what is the advantage of sampling? Yes. Yeah, very good. Okay, any disadvantages? Any disadvantage you are thinking?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. If you pick the wrong sample by mistake, if you take some sample which is not at all representative to the population, so that will be, that is going to be disaster. Like today we are doing something and we picked some sample, based on that we did some prediction or we did some analysis on the data, and that will go into the wrong direction. Okay, so whoever choosing whichever the sampling they are trying to pick, whichever they are trying to do and all, at least if they are cautious about the data, they can pick the right things. Okay, so far population and data and this one you understand, no? Okay, we'll go to the next things. Okay, so so far clear, right, in the subject? Yeah. Okay, so now we got some data and we are doing, okay, we some data is there, either it could be qualitative data, quantitative data, all kind of, because so far you played with what you call some SQL data, and prior to that some what you call pandas time also you took some data and all. So that is combination of more or less all kind of varieties of data is there. Okay, so there are two types of statistics are there. One is a descriptive statistics and second is a inferential statistics. Okay, so if anybody is finding it difficult pronouncing this word, not really, right? Okay,
No.
so descriptive statistics, actually if you speak it's a kind of tongue twister, like if you can't speak several times again and again. Okay, so descriptive means, what is a descriptive? Like you are describing the what is the data. Okay, in pandas, right, what did you do? You just telling like maybe pandas maybe describe, I think we did not use, I guess, right? Pandas, anybody use a describe function there? Okay, okay, right. So yeah, what is like you have some data, right, with you, that data, whatever the data you have, this one, like generally what you will say, like you are getting some marks today, you attended some course. What is the course here? Like ours is a data analyst course. If you are considering we are conducting some tests or something, like some daily some tests, right, some exams or something and all, we are calculating some what you call evaluating the marks and all. You will generally, even our 10th class or intermediate or whatever, like plus 2 or engineering or whichever the course you have done, degree or whichever, right? So if you consider all the marks or whatever the money you spent or everything, right? So if we are organizing all the data and then summarizing, like how much percentage you are receiving, how much percentage you are going, whatever the data as it is, if you are able to present it, okay, as it is. So in case of Power BI, whatever the data analyst course, right? So this descriptive statistics play very important role. This 70 to 80% will be descriptive only in case of Power BI or whatever the data analyst you are trying to like learning in this course, right? So what it is, like generally you are describing the data set. You can call it data set now onwards. The data set is whatever the employee data set is there or other data set is there. You are directly taking it from the data and you are just putting into some charts. This keeping it in the charts. Whatever we started with this part, right? How come all we are getting these charts? Until unless you are converting this kind of data, whatever you have in pandas or SQL DB or something else, so nice charts are coming, right? So this is nothing but the descriptive statistics. Okay, how we can do that? Generally two concepts are there. Generally, like measures of course, whatever the data as it is coming, just we can take it, and there are a lot of visualization techniques are there, so that visualization directly we can apply. That is one step. Okay, we are just organizing and keeping and removing the, like if we are having some data, like what is happening here, some categorical data is mixed with quantitative data, or that time you need to clean it. Okay, if this data mixed with something else, what you call sometimes even in our SQL, right, when you are inserting into some data into some date column, you are inserting some other data. Will it take, because there will be some constraints, it will not allow to do insert that part. Generally when you are creating the database and inserting the data thing, it will if you have written the code like we have when the database is created, if you put some constraints, it will not allow that based on that constraint. But if you don't have anything like that, like generally I think most of you people played with played in the sense, whenever they are asked to apply something, it will ask so many details. What it will do, generally we do A, B, C, or null, or either if it is any website or anything, right? We don't give full details because we just want to skip it over and we want to see the next level things. We just want to fill the whatever the whichever the keyboard, whichever it response, right? Whatever the keystrokes you are getting, just like you fill it and move on. So, but that is not actually relevant data, right? Like that, all the data went into some DB or some pandas CSV file or something, right? Somebody did that one and put it there, and that data will be zigzagged and no meaning to that data. And also, this data will generally remove or clean it, or will try to represent the what exactly the data is required. And this generally these kind of steps will be done. After that, what is the exactly data is representing? Like if you are one more example, like in a school or classroom or something, right? There are 60 students are there in class. They conducted one exam, and in that exam, what you call some out of 60 people, only 50 people attended. 10 people did not attend the exam due to some reason, maybe health or some other issue. So what happens? The 10 people remaining will be null. We need not consider, like, but when you are considering the whole thing, either we need to fill with some mean value or something. Meaning, I will come to the mean and all, but some other value or zero or something we need to fill. So these are all the small techniques we need to apply, because when the data is missing, how to put the data there and how to represent the data. Like only 50, like out of 60 people, only 50 people attended that, and corresponding marks will be evaluated and put under some sheet or table and all. So further level, okay, in that what happens in that further level, how many will get the 100% mark, how many will get the 0% mark, how many will get the 50 or 60 range mark? Anybody can guess that part?
Yes, I don't understand the question.
Okay, so if you are taking any class, any of the classroom, 60 now in our example 50 people attended the exam. Assume I guess 60 people attended. So how many are getting the 100% or 90%? How many generally in your classroom? Just compare yourself. Like maybe you attended all the class from your LKG to so far, whatever you attended, right? Any exams, right? All will get 100%, or all will get 90%, or all fail?
No.
No, right? So mostly in any class, if you take some 50% to 70% or 50% to 80%, more people will be there. That there will be more people, right? But when you go to that 90 above and all, very 2-3 people will be there, or for some little side of the people, right? No, not lion share, but lion share will be in the middle. Okay. And when you are coming to the somebody is failing, not at all writing the exam, or not at all showing any interest towards that and all, right? So there will be some 4-5 people or 2-3 people, less than 10% and all will be there that side. Okay, so that is called, generally it is a what you call it's called normal distribution in any case, right? If you go and hit in any of the things, right? Even our salaries in our whatever the companies you are work, wherever you are working, right? Not only marks, these companies, our earning capacities, our health also, right? Everything is right. It follows that bell curve. Will explain that part later, but that will come, like, generally these are called distributions. Okay, this is a normal distribution. This is a Gaussian distribution. This is called, okay. We'll come to this point. So at this point we will stick to the this descriptive statistics. Actually, I was about to explain this mean median mode, and then we'll discuss these two things today. And what is the time? Okay, so then we will discuss another part, like we'll continue tomorrow on the rest of the things. Okay, so in the descriptive statistics, we consider that measures of central tendency and measures of the variability, two concepts are there. And first thing is that, first of all, whatever the data we have, we need to organize. If some missing data is there, we need to take the consideration of that one, and we need to calculate how much percent of the school or class attended the thing, and how many are passed, how many got the first class, how many got the second class, how many got the third class, how many passed the distinction, how many failed. So this is what we are representing as in a chart or something, like whoever the concerned people, right? If some class teacher is doing that one, the class teacher will give their headmaster or principal of the school or college, okay, this is what happened with this classroom. So that is nothing but the first level descriptive statistics. Okay, why I took the class example? Because that way you can apply to the our employee database also, anything, whatever, just representing the data. Just we are describing the whatever it is as it is. We are not changing any data, only if at all any missing data is there or some data corrections are there. Why corrections will come? Whenever any data is not actually representing, sometimes the columns are misplaced, or whatever the data supposedly filled, like today you got some marks in the science subject, but that the same marks are filled in the some social studies or mathematics, so that will not relate, right? So these kind of things actually need to take care of the things and put it. So most of the work as a Power BI or data analyst, even business analyst, the three kind of jobs, right? So all these people will do this: organizing, summarizing, presenting data. And whatever Anurup was explaining through the DF, that pandas, even Venki was explaining on the things, right? And the what you call SQL database. So that data will be pulled into this Power BI tool and applies these techniques before or after. Like sometimes at the pandas level only people do everything, and just they dump the data and put it and then showcase like this kind of charts. Okay, so in Power BI mostly this first thing will be that this is the whole subject we are actually learning, but prior to that, how the data is coming from the backend and how we are doing and all. Okay, right. So now some more information we need. Okay, we got some whatever the data as it is, we represented in the charts, or like hell number of different charts you can showcase. Okay, that is step one. Step two is this measures of central tendency. What is the central tendency? So I will explain that using this. Before that, actually, I will go to the that book. Again, I think we will take the population sample. I recommend you to read this book. Okay. Something, okay, something is this, I think, concept tossing dice. Okay, is there any data that okay, I will take some other example, simple example, because that seems complex. Okay, so what we'll do, generally we have some data whichever we consider from the okay, some subjects are there. What are the subjects? whatever, some English, Hindi, Telugu, and science, maths, social studies, something like that. Okay, some 10th class marks are we are taking. So if you are taking like this, what will happen to this part? You got some out of 100, you got some 90 marks, some 90 marks, and then some 80 marks, and then you got some 70 marks. Again, you got something, right? 100 marks, and you got some 70 marks, something, okay, whichever it is. Okay, so if you are having some marks like this, what you will do? Generally, what is your 10th class or whatever, whichever the class you attended, right? What is the percentage? Generally, you are calculating, right? Percentage. So whatever the total sum coming, sum of each individuals and the total of that one, and by 6, whatever 6 subjects are there, 6 you will take. So sum by, this is generally what we call average, right? So what is we are doing with average? This is actually also called mean. Okay. So when we are taking this mean value, what it says generally? The central tendency. Your overall percentage is this much in the 10th class, some 70% or 80% you got, right? Overall something that measures that. They don't want to know each individual details. Maybe in a higher
Overall marks are distributed around
higher engineering colleges and all, even internal marks will be there, external marks will be there, and board exams, like everything will be there. Everything, lab exams will be there, and all those things will be put together, and the mean will be calculated. Based on that, where exactly what is your total, like some 4 years including 8 semesters and all, some lot number of subjects and lot number of topics. They cannot measure one thing, right? They can, okay, overall this is 80% candidate, this is 70% candidate. So we are telling about the things. So generally in this, right, in this, what is the lowest? What is the lowest is the 70, right? And highest is the 100, right? This is a min. Min is a 70. Max is the 100. Okay, so whatever your mean percentage you are calculating, it will be coming between the 70 and 100, right? So the 70 and 100, it won't, like generally that whatever the mean you are calculating, it will be between that only. It will not be, as we are taking like simple marks which we have been doing from the childhood and all, we may not find it surprising. But if you are taking large set of data, like you don't even, like it is very impossible to comprehend what is happening with the data, like some hundreds of millions of the data. Like today, today some cricket match or football match is happening on the screen, and how many viewers across the world watching it? So some millions. Some World Cup happened, I think that time it was some highest number of things viewership it got. And there, how many times, like how much time they watched? So on average, somebody watching 6 minutes, somebody watching 2 hours, somebody watching 100 minutes or some more than that. So average this much, these many minutes people spent. Average they try to calculate, right? So in order to do that also, they will take the consideration of the where is the min and where is the max, and how they need to do that part they will consider. So this mean, whenever we are calling it as a this part, right? This part. mean where exactly it is living. Sometimes your data may be representing lot of stuff, but sometimes the mean may be, it may be middle of the data, like whatever we took the classroom example, right? The classroom example, here we got the 70 above and 50, like it is completely right skewed data. It is actually, if you put the in the under the distribution graph, it will be completely right skewed. But it is almost sometimes the what is the, if you take 0 to 100, what is the value? If you take like 50 is the middle point, generally you will consider, right? But actually what is the data is telling, okay, mean is actually in this case I did not calculate, but it definitely comes above the 70, right? 70, 80 and all, right? 85 or something it will come. Okay, so 85 is coming, but 85 is the mean. What it says, okay, that candidate, forget about marks, but the thing is that the whole data is representing at the 85th location, even though min is 70 and max is 100, and somewhere this data is lying here. So this one, whenever you are doing some expenses of yourself, like January year, like month on month expenses you are taking, first month you spend some 100 rupees, second month you spend 200 rupees. So, but overall you will take, okay, minimum like come say come this much I spent at this point, and maximum this one. So somewhere in between that mean will come. Okay, so this is how, whatever the future predictions if you want to make, okay, mean, around the mean your predictions or whatever your decision making will depend upon this mean value. But is the mean always worth believing is the question. There is a concept like median. When mean is already doing, okay, you want to understand that what you call gravitational point, or the medium in between point, using the whatever the sum total by whatever the number of events or number of points, right, you are taking. So number of points you are taking, there you are getting the mean, right? When that is there, why you need median? And then why do you need mode? There are three words actually to measure the central tendency. Again, you should again think why we are measuring central tendency. You need to understand in the whole representation of the data. It could be anything, right? Whatever you are doing, whatever your expenses, whatever your salary, whatever everything, right? All these things actually, okay, that is where you will believe. Like generally you are going to market or to purchase some vegetables or some other store or something, right? So you will keep something money in your hand or something. You will make sure that you are nowadays UPI and everything is helping us to not to carry the money. But earlier days people used to carry some 500,000 in their packet. Then they used to maintain, even our generally wallet we will maintain little bit of cash, right? Why? Because we know, okay, this much expenses I may be needed. So that tells the central tendency. So like that in every aspect of your life, the central tendency is very much required. Okay, now coming back to the median point, why we require median? Median is, again, if you have some data, definition of the median is that we need to sort all the values and arrange them. Like in this, if above things what we sort, what will happen? 70, what is it? 70 EIT, sorry, 70 EIT, 90 100. In this, whichever the middle point will be there, no? So that middle point will be the median. So in our case, we have what is this?
Sorry. 6 with a 1.
Yeah, 6. So 6 means generally this 80 and 90 by 2 becomes the middle point for this. Because that middle, if it is where there are 7 items are there, the 4th item becomes, but we need to sort the items in case of median. But whenever we are calculating the median, like all kind of values and all, we'll get the same value. Maybe the mean and median will be same at times. It is not. Yeah. Okay. In case of marks, it is always close, no? Okay. So Same thing. But when we'll use, I will give some strong solid example. So my salary is 1,000 rupees. Madhu salary is 2,000 rupees. Dhaval salary is 3,000 rupees. And Venki salary is 4,000 rupees. We are working in a company. We have a CEO. CEO has 1 lakh rupees. CEO or VP or somebody. Okay. If you consider mean for this, will it really represent that?
No.
That will not reflect the company's central tendency of salaries. Okay. Now you understand now why median is required. In this case, if you want to take central tendency, maybe around the mean, this value will be around 3,000. We are sorting all the values and keeping it this way, and this will represent the company average salary is company employees average salary is 3,000. It also will be between the min max only again. Okay, it will not cross anything. But if you consider the mean of this one, actually the CEO salary is far greater than the things. If you are taking some Reliance companies there, Anil Ambani or Mukesh Ambani, right? Mukesh Ambani, whichever. Mukesh Ambani is taking huge paycheck for the company, and he is having holding the shares and all those things. But that doesn't represent the average salary, right? If you take even now 3,000, 6,000 and 10,000 and 1,10,000, even this is crossing this 4 people together also. That average if you are considering. So that time it should use the median. Okay? Understood, right? Okay. Now we'll go. So they coined one more time in statistics. Mode.
Sri Krishna, just a minute. So for calculating median also it is the same formula.
No. For median we need to use first we need to sort all the values. Okay. And we have to keep arrange like this, and then middle point we need to take whichever occurring in the middle.
Okay.
Like if it is
in that case, if we are talking about sort, there will be so many sorts, right? Like bubble sort, merge sort. Which sort should we consider?
Yeah, any sort from lower to upper, like low value to higher value. That again is bubble sort or whichever sort, right? You are saying that is implementation dependent. How quickly you want to execute that program is that depends how you want to. But see, in general, in what you call SQL or what you call pandas or anything, right? They will use some sorting mechanism we don't even know. Like in SQL also data will be sorted, right?
There we will use order by.
Yeah.
In general, we will use order by ascending or descending.
Yes. So yeah, like that. That data we can generally ascending order we can keep. That's ascending order. In that whichever the middle comes, right? If you have some 100 elements like this, 100 like some 100 points are there, some 2,000 points are there. So 2,000 by like it will middle point is it doesn't come, right? 1,000 and 1,000 plus 1. That point becomes the things. Once you definitely when you are considering the median, we need to sort. Sorting is a prior condition for that.
Okay.
Without sorting, we don't get it. If you take the values, whatever it is there, even if you take this part, whatever these things are there, right? In this, middle is some 80 plus 70. Maybe it is matching because it is not varying. In that, the extreme values are not there. And one more concept in this median calculation, right? Whenever there are outliers, this is called outlier actually. If CEO salary and other salary is outlier. So some people in general statistics, they want to remove this outlier and do the general average. That is also another method people adopt. Okay, that represents the actual.
In that case, there is no difference between mean and median, right? If we are removing the outlier.
No, that time that is what I'm saying.
Because average and mean are almost same.
Yeah, average and mean are same always. Again, I'm telling, if it is a too extreme, that outliers they don't want to keep it in the consideration. But some people want this also into consideration, and in that whichever middle comes, that is what they want to consider.
Okay.
So it is just like, again, when we are trying to reduce the error in our calculation or our prediction and all, we generally adopt to these kind of methods. But both are true in like both are correct in a true sense. So which method we are applying, which is or not.
Got it. Got it, Suresh. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah. So now mode. So what we discussed about the I will finish it quickly. Already is running late. Okay. So I will close with the mode. So mode case, what is happening mode? We have the some box of like mode is particularly applicable for the categorical values. Okay. This is numbers, median and median again comes with the both we can apply, but the you can strongly take the mean as a numerical only. We are calculating sum and averaging them, and whatever the average value coming, we are giving a mean. And the median, whichever coming in the middle, it is considering that way. In case of mode, we are applying the categorical. Why we need mode? Like generally we have a box of fruits or sweets, box of sweets or fruits. Okay. So if anybody sugar allergic to sugar things, right, they can take fruits. Okay. So in the fruits are there, oranges are there, apples are there, so many are there, right? Like just like lying it there, like I'm just having some count. Okay, we take some 3 or apples are 10, because the box contains a lot many things, right? So something, right? Okay, mangoes are there, seasonal fruits, 10 something like that. So in order to convert, what is our intention of mean, which is having the central tendency, right? Central tendency is the word, you should not forget that. As part of the central tendency, we are using the mean median mode. So if you want to represent the whole data like this, if we are having this one, like some box are there. So in this, what is happening? Apples actually, which occurs more number of times, that brings the value, that called the mode. Like if you go to any marriage function or any function, all are wearing some kind of fashion or fancy dress and some blue color dress, as you make it. So what is the mode of color of dresses there? Some 50%, more than 50% people are using the blue, or even majority people are using the blue color variant of dresses. So what is the mode then? That is called blue. Like when recently World Cup happened, in the World Cup final match, what happened? So the stadium is filled with complete blue color. What is the mode, that one? So that is blue, right? So like that, whichever is occurring, like even you take all are having 3 or 4 times, one incident happened 5 times. So that is called mode. That you can take as a grantedly as a what you call that data set represents the mode of that. This is particularly applicable to the categorical values. Categorical means qualitative, which we are telling about. See, and this one where it is applicable more, like if you are taking some of the cloth showroom or something, right? What is the mode? Or like generally you can also, it also represents our sentiment analysis, like whenever we are doing the product reviews. These are a category, right? It's all like some names or something, right? They will figure out whether it is a good, bad, or something. Rating, our ratings also fall under the category only. Okay, our generally most of the people are using some apps, right? So these apps are all falling under the category only. That's some category of them. If there are more number of bad negatives and bad reviews are coming to the particular app or particular service, so we take that as a mode. That mode of that application of that, how it is received and all, we can tell that. So again, it comes to how many times it occurs, right? The frequency of occurrence also is called mode. But whichever occurring more number of time in the given data set, so that is called mode. So mean, median, mode, we learned this today. I think today I will stop it here. Yeah, people may ask any questions related to whatever learned so far. So we almost done half of the statistics. Another half, or maybe we may extend one more day on the statistics side, but mostly we can discuss. But people can ask the more questions actually, because it is a very interesting subject and very much useful also in our day-to-day life. I recommend that book also. I will share in the WhatsApp again once this class over, that basics of statistics. I took most of these slides and information also from that only, so it will be repetitive for you, but yeah, if you read it, you will remember it forever. Okay, so tomorrow we'll discuss about this measure.